So in the basically in the service model, you will get only 4 topics. Okay, so these are the basic topics. Okay, so the service calendar, cases, contracts, and services. Okay, so these are the main 4 entities in the service model. Okay, so the services. Okay, the first topic will start with the services. So what is the meaning of a service? Okay, service is nothing but you are providing some service to the customer. Okay, so for example, in our regular our corporate office, so if these services, so basically in the service model you will get only 4 major entities. Okay, so the major entities is 4. Okay, so the service calendar and cases and contracts and services. Okay, so these services, first we will discuss about the services. So generally what is a service? Okay, so what is the meaning of these services, why it is a importance to the business? Okay, so for example, I got some I need some, sorry, okay, I need some request. Okay, I need some mouse in IT companies, so I need to raise some request. Okay, so they has to provide a, for that request they has to provide some service. Okay, so those all the things, the services. Okay, it will be we can use for the those kind of requests, we will use the service entity. Okay, so the service activities use the services to define and configure how time and resources will be managed. Okay, when a user schedules the service activity. Okay, so it's a simple example. I raise a request for network connectivity in some IT corporate network. Okay, so the people who are providing a network connective connection, they have to check the what is the client available time. Okay, and he has a, at the same time he need to check for the resource availability. Okay, so if the both are available, so then he can fix the appointment for that client. Okay, so that is a service scheduling. Okay, service like a scheduling. Okay, so this service scheduling and all, it will happen in the sale, in the in the service calendar. Okay, so if we take a simple example, consider an IT company that has a service called the network installation, so which may take 3 hours to complete, and that requires the one of the 3 technicians to go to the customer office. Okay, to provide a service. So creating a service, and we have to follow the following steps. So go to the click on a service and we can see this one. Let me open the CRM system. Okay, click on the service. So there we can see the service here services. Okay, so when you click on the services, Okay, so once if you click on this one,
which module, Mahesh, which module is most in real time?
see mostly we will use
Sales or service or marketing?
most of the customers they will use this one. Okay, sales. Okay, so it depends, again it will depends upon the customer.
Oh,
Okay,
okay.
so they will actually they will depends
Okay.
upon the customer requirements. Okay, so most of the projects it is running for the sales model. Okay,
Okay.
so when you click on the service, okay, so there this service people, like who are the CCD people. Okay, so CCD is like a customer care desk. Okay, so they will create a service request. Okay, so for example, network installation. So I am taking a network installation. It's a one service request. Okay, is raised by. Okay, so currently what's the duration? Okay, it's a 1 hour or a 45 minutes or complete day. Okay, so here we can select the 1 day or 2 days, some time. Okay, duration time, and here required resources. Okay, so here by if you click on that, it will be in the client side. So quantity, how many resources you need. Okay, so here one or two or three or four. Okay, how many resources, if you take say one, you can mention this one. Okay, so it is the same site or any site. Same site means the customer office, or it can be in the any other site. Okay, the next one is a scheduling details. Okay, it will be scheduled the criteria in a random or capacity required. So capacity means again it's a resources. How many resources is required? So if you click on OK, so it will ask here the quantity is one, and here if you click on this one, resources or resource groups. So if you select this one, we can able to assign the resources. Okay, so here there is no resources groups. So we can say all resources. So if I click on a resources, so it will point to the user. If you double click on that, you click on an add. Okay. So for this service request, okay. So one person is required. That person is this Uma Mahesh. Okay. So once this is done, okay. So here from here, if you don't want this one, you can select it. You can remove the selected item. Okay, if you want to edit, you can edit it, selected item. Okay, so if you want to add a resources, same thing. If you want to add the resource, we can add it from here. Okay, so once the service is created, okay, once it is saved. So for this service, you need to schedule the calendar. Okay, so the customers told, okay, so they have some requirement and they created a service request. Okay, so in the system, this service team, they will create a request and how many resources is required for to fulfill this service, to complete this service, and they will create with those details. They will create a service. So once they created a service, for that service they need to schedule an appointment with the client. Okay. So for that they have another entity called the service calendar. Okay. So if you click on that, okay, here it will display the available resources, and here their calendar. Okay. So for example, today, okay, so it will take it today. He was having some meetings or any other things. Okay, currently you don't have any meetings. Okay, so if I take mine, so I don't have any meetings. Okay, so so that I can see the calendar, I can schedule a meeting. Okay, so if you click on a schedule, okay, if you click on a schedule or if you click on a service activity, it's both are same. Okay, so once the subject, okay, so again here installation. Okay, so what is the service? Whatever the service we have created, that service we need to select it here. So where it is site, okay, so it's a customer location or a, so where we have and which customer. So here we need to select the, so for which customer this service we are providing, okay, and who is the resources. Okay, here in the service, okay, whoever the resources we have selected, that resource only it will allow to select here. So if you click on here, it will load the resources name, whatever the resource they added here for network installation service. So that resources it will load it here.
Here, from my end, the displaying screen is very low, very slow.
Okay.
Just now I'm seeing scheduling,
Oh,
new service activity. That
new service activity. That is one only I am explaining. Okay.
yeah,
So whatever the service,
yeah.
whatever.
You send me the videos. After that, I will practice.
Okay. So here whatever the resource we have selected, okay, same resource only we need to add it. So for
Okay.
example, in that service, okay, so here in this service I added Uma Mahesh. That Uma Mahesh only it should selected here. Okay. So if you don't know who is the resources added, in the left
Okay.
hand side it will resource assistant, it will display those resources. Okay, and the location address and all we can mention
Okay.
it,
Okay.
and start time and end time. Okay, so we can fix the appointment. So once this is saved, okay, so the the service providing person, okay, he can go and he can do the service, and once the service is done, okay, he has to click on the mark as complete. Okay, so then only the service is got
Okay.
completed. Okay, so here we can see this one. So if I refresh it, so I can get some appointment here. Okay, here we can see there is some appointment. Okay, this is a service appointment I have today 11 p.m. Okay, it will start from 11:47. Okay, and it will answer 11:47. Okay, so here I have some service activity. So like that it will appointments it will be created, and this resource has to give a, he has to do a service, and he will come back and he has to close that service activity. Okay, he has to click on it, mark as complete. Okay, so that is a service and service calendar. Okay, so generally this is a normal service task.
Okay.
Okay, so If you are implementing,
Oh, okay.
sorry,
Mahesh, this kind of yeah, yeah, this kind of service activity, right?
yeah,
This is purely based on any IT related service, or we can align with any kind of service like currently we are suppose if we have any domestic appliances facing any issue, we can we are calling some customers call center, right?
yeah.
Like that also we can use it.
Yeah, like that only. We can apply this kind of service. We can reuse for anything. It's not only for IT. Okay. For example, you can take a local
Okay.
broadband area, broadband connection. Okay. So you are the
Okay, but
customer.
the resources
Resource allocation that they will have installation guys, right? Okay. So
okay,
they have a employees, right? Service provider employees. Okay. For example, okay, if you take a simple example, you purchase a Dell laptop. Okay. So you are facing some issue. Okay. So you will call to the supporting team. Okay. So what they will do? Okay. So they will troubleshoot. They will identify the issue. Okay. So if you any hardware issue,
yeah, yeah,
first, they will send the hardware component to your home, and next, the repairing guy, okay, repairing person, they will send to you your home. Those guys fix the issue, and he will go
okay,
to the office and he will resolve that ticket. Okay,
okay, mhm.
okay, you understood, right? So similarly, you can implement for anything. Okay,
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
so this application is used by the internal
okay,
people only. Okay, so so that is Matan service and service things. Here we can see like a reschedule, like the customer is not available or something. He can able to reschedule that same appointment. Okay, and you can see some any conflicts
okay,
in the appointments. Okay, or we can send a direct email to the customer. Okay, so these all are the features we can able to use it. Okay. So majorly this is a service. It will be used for in a IT industry. Okay. Next one
okay,
in the service. Next go to service model. Major in the service entity is major is sorry in the service model it is major is case. Okay. Case is nothing but it's a like a whatever the issues reported by the real users. Okay. So for example, similar it's a product defect, so there will be some type of the cases. Okay, so like a types of the problems, customer issues, it may be a FAQ, or it may be a product defect, or it may be a user education. Okay, so whatever the things they will get it. Okay, so they will create a case in the system. Okay, so for example, if I click on this one, click on a news case. So in the service model, case is one of the most important entity. Okay. So here in the case,
So what are you doing in real time, Mahesh?
so uh,
Mahesh,
yeah. So this is I'm explain again and again I'm explaining. So you will not do this
what
one.
are you?
Hello.
Okay. No, 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 no. I'm not asking you this one. In
Okay.
real time, what kind of activity? Only the
Matan, your voice is breaking.
only the technical config. only in real time, are you doing only technical configuration, those kind of stuffs?
So the first thing, so when you are giving this one, okay, so we have to identify the
Okay.
customer requirements and we have to give a solution to them. Okay. So
Okay.
these all are is a basic concepts. Okay. So like a case entity, what is a use? Okay. So for example, tomorrow you got a project and a service model. Okay. So for example, if you don't know the what is a service and what is a service calendar and all. Okay. How we can give a better solution to the customer. Okay. So for example, well, there is some out of box features. Okay. So like a SLAs and all, it will be applicable for the case. Okay. So it's like a application education. We are learning in a functional side. Okay. So
Okay.
you will not get more benefit here. Okay. As a application developer, you will not get a more
Okay.
benefit here, but you will know the system. Okay, what is the case and what is the this one, and once you are ready with the like its basic things, so you can able to do a customizations effectively. Okay, for example, the customer is came for a case
Oh, oh.
entry. You have some requirements. Okay, so if you know that one, you can minimize the you can you can reuse the out of box features. Okay,
Oh, oh.
so that one, once we start the customizations and all, we can understand easily. Okay, so here the case title is
Okay. Okay. Oh, sure. Sure.
okay. So the case is nothing but a customer issues. Okay, I can say customer issues. It may be a product defect, it may be a question how to use the product. Okay, so there will be different of the different types of cases. Okay, so the first one, here we have a only two fields is mandatory. One is case title and second one is the customer. Okay, so here I'm giving some case title and which customer having the issue. Okay, so here we have to select that one. So once origin, it is where it is came from, a phone or a mail or a web or a Facebook or a Twitter. Okay, so we have to select it origin. So if I select the phone call, so if you have a contact, you can select it. Or entitlements, so that is a new concept they introduced in a CRM 2013. Okay, here entitlement is nothing but a, for example, if you raise some uh, ticket like a case on a one product, so who are the people they are resolving the tickets. Okay, so there will be some SLAs. Okay, these kind of tickets, it should be resolved in a 1 day or 1 hour or thing. So if it is not resolved, and it will be escalated to the high level management. Okay, so those SLAs and entitlements they introduced in a CRM 2013. Okay, so these entitlements and SLAs
Okay.
we can configure for a case, and I will teach you once we into the customizations. Okay, so for now,
Okay.
here entitlements we need to select the if you have any SLA is applicable for this kind of case. Okay, so if it is a issue with the some product, okay, so they have to select this product name. Okay, so and here who is the first responsive by. Okay, so it is applicable for SLA and first responsive by and first resolved by. Okay, so those fields it will be added here. And here case relationships, like we have a similar cases. For example, okay, I got this on one issue, I reached out the customer care. Again tomorrow you have, you will also get the same issue. Okay, So if they map out these similar cases into one place, so they can easily resolve it. Who are the working on the supporting tickets, so they can easily resolve the support tickets. So for example, this two, I am the customer, I have raised the two tickets. So they can easily merge it here. And child cases. Okay. So initially I have raised a one ticket for my screen problem. So later they find out some issue with motherboard also. Okay. We will create a child case for motherboard and they will map it to the parent case. Okay. And here we can see the associated knowledge base records. So like a whatever they are troubleshooting, they will get some logs or some reusable documentation, they will do it. So if you have any already existing documents, so they will associate here. Okay, kb documents, knowledge based, kb is nothing but a knowledge based document, they will associate here. And here enhanced SLA details. If you have a SLA is applicable, they can add the SLAs here and additional details. So what is the type of the case? It's a question or it's a problem, okay, or a request, okay. And if I select the question, so is escalated, yes or no, okay. So and followed by who is, so followed by what time, okay. And we can select the parent case here. So once this all the details you entered, and we can save this one, okay. So once the case is created, okay, so the case have a statuses, okay, like a in progress. So the case is a status having a in progress or a on hold or a waiting for the details or researching, okay. So like that we have a statuses, okay. So and once we can, like once we fix the issue, the case they should be closed this one, okay, resolve this case. So that means that issue is fixed for the customer. So if you are resolving a one case, that means the issue is fixed for this customer, okay. And in 2015 they apply some routing rules, okay. So for example, if you configure the some routing rules, so in a simple scenario you can take, so some tickets it came for mobile, okay, mobile support. So they are having some mobile phone issues and all, and some tickets it came for laptop issues, okay. So if you configure some rules in the CRM system, once you click on this button, whatever the conditions follows this, so based upon what are the conditions we configured, okay. So those all the cases it will be mapped to the, it is assigned to the some respective teams and all, okay. So that is the case. So here the generally they will create a case and they can resolve this case, okay. So here resolve type, problem is solved, okay, and information is provided, okay. And resolution, what is the resolution you have done? So it's a billable minutes, okay, how many hours it's billable for this support ticket, okay. So for example the Microsoft they will provide a product support, okay. So for hour they will charge, okay, how many hours they will provided the support, so those many hours they will charge. So is this case is is applicable for billable or not. Okay, so if it is applicable, or how many hours, okay, how many minutes is applicable for billable. Okay, so once you click on a resolve, the case it will be resolved. Okay, so once the case is resolved, so we cannot modify it. Okay, so that is a case entity in the CRM. So there is another entity, okay, called the contracts. Okay, so here creating a contracts, we have to go to the service and go to the create a contracts. So here if you click on a new, now it is not audible. In the service model, so once the case it is done, okay, so next important entity is a contract. Okay, so like it's a contract agreements. Okay, so like a company to company, okay, so they have a service level agreements. Like a, if it is a customer care, it will be a, like a, they will provide a how many hours for a support. Okay, for example, if it is a 24 by 7, or it's a for a day it is 7 hours or 6 hours, they will provide a support. So those kind of agreements they will create it in the contracts. Okay, like a uh, warranty document. Okay, so this all are comes under the contracts. Okay, so contracts like a, it's kind of a agreements. Okay, so both the customers they will come together in a mutual understanding. They will prepare some contract document. Okay, so accordingly they can proceed further. Okay, and for creating a contract, if you click on a new, so they should select the one template. Okay, so for out of box they will provide a one contract template automatically. Okay, so this is the out of box template, so we are selecting. So if you want, we can able to create a your own custom template. So once click on okay, so here we have to enter the contract name. Okay, and customer with the customer name. Okay, and what is the start date for this contract. Okay, and what is the end date for this contract. Okay, so total how many duration in the days. So like it's a kind of a contract type. What's the level of service, like a, it's a gold, silver, bronze. So what kind of service they are purchased. Okay, for example, my customer is purchased the bronze service, so that maybe they will provide, they will not support the all kind of issues. Okay, so if the customer is purchased the silver level service, so they will include some more additional features. So they will put a gold means, so they will support everything. So those kind of agreements these are. Okay, so next here the billable information. Okay, so the customer and billing address and billable start date and end date. Okay, so once you save this one, the contract. Okay, so here contract lines we need to add it. Contract lines means, so what is the cost and what are the how many action you have done, okay, for this customer. So here if I given the contract lines and quantity, what is the price and total price, how many hours you put it, remaining how many hours it is supporting, and if you have a discounts and all, we can add it. So total number of hours support or total number of cases. And here set the calendar. Okay, so in the contract you can able to set the calendar. So set the calendar means it's a for, so it is a sort 24 by 7 or in how many hours for weekdays and all, we can able to set it the calendar like a calendar. So if you are providing a 24 by 7, so every, so 1 hour per day, how many hours it will be. So if you are selecting a normal working hours, we can select it, we can set the calendar. So that these many hours only will, like will support it the application. So once we set the calendar and all, so next generate the invoice. Okay, so for this contract they can generate the invoice, and if they want they can renew the contract, or if they want they can put the contract on hold. Okay, so this is the contract entity. Okay, contracts in a MS CRM. Okay, so these are the this is the service module. Okay, so this is the high all the service module, it will mostly this will contains. Okay,